We're finally entering the final act of My Hero Academia. Yo, what's good, boarded reviews and heavy spoilers for My Hero Season 6 Episode 18, you have been warned. The episode begins with us finally seeing all the previous users of One For All. It acts as the first time we are all seeing the previous users of One For All interacting with one another. We finally find out who this mysterious fourth wielder that All Might was trying to hide from Deku and Bakugo is. The dude who's able to sense danger. His power does remind me of the spider sense that Spider-Man has. I wasn't expecting some of the comedic moments that he and Deku had in the episode. I thought he was going to be this scary, terrifying dude, but he's kind of a sad looking little boy. He and the dude with the bald head are probably my favorites in terms of like the previous users because they're the ones with the most personality. Again, their sort of interaction with one another and their comedic moments, very surprising. It truly subverted my expectations of what I thought these people were going to be. You also have a part of All Might's power inside there, as well as these two other guys whose faces we cannot see. I'm guessing they're trying to hide their true identity to Deku. Maybe they have some mysterious power that Deku has yet to unlock. I really do like the All Might spirit design that's in this world. He looks like a cooler version of the Super Saiyan mode from that Dragon Ball Z show. Deku can also barely talk in this world. He has this mysterious mask thing covering his lips. But I do like how the voice actor performs. It almost sounds like the voice actor had something in his mouth while he was speaking, which really elevated the performance. But the Danger Sense dude actually had One For All the longest, but in the final years of his life, cracks started to appear on his face. That's because not only did he have his own power, he also had the power of One For All. And because of that, it shortens people's lifespan if you have multiple quirks inside of you. It did sort of remind me of the 13 years time limit from Attack on Titan. It's a similar concept, but essentially the main first user of One For All reveals to Deku that the reason why Yagi was able to keep One For All for as long as he could was because he was quirkless, just like Deku, so the power was essentially the only power inside of his body, so he could fully harness that power without it being overstuffed with other quirks. The whole Deku is the last user of One For All and he is their final hope does feel a little bit cliche and typical chosen boy writing. So unless our boy Deku finds a dude or dudette who is quirkless, he will be the final user of One For All. Nana confronts Deku, telling him that she noticed that Deku sensed a crying little boy within Shigaraki during his internal struggle with All For One. She then admits to her failings as a hero and a parent. It is sadly ironic that Nana abandoned her family to protect them but ended up hurting her family in the process. You just wonder, if she was there for a family, would things have turned out the way they did? Who knows? She tells Deku does he have the strength to kill Shigaraki. Deku also thinks about how every time he's ever fought a villain, he's never wondered how they ended up being the way they are, and if he had understood them and tried to see why they're doing the things they're doing, then maybe things would have turned out differently. Yes, Shigaraki has killed and hurt so many of his friends and strangers and innocent people, but he feels like the power of All For One shouldn't be used to hurt others, and that's what he learned from All Might. How All Might used the power of One For All to inspire and encourage people to do the right thing. And I love this cool little transition of Deku sort of converting into a baby, saying that he wants to save him. And you have the spirit of All Might and Nana just tearing up from this. The first user commands the two dudes who are standing against the wall to help Deku. So probably next episode we're going to see those two in action. The narrator in the background is talking about how there's a 3-day time skip, and despite people feeling really bitter towards the heroes, deep down everyone wants to know what the heroes can do to save everyone. This lady reporter is pretty mad at Endeavor and the rest of them, how they can just stand there acting so calm despite the tragedy that unfolded. But Endeavor tells everyone to just watch him and see what he's going to do next to solve the problem. You have Dabi just absolutely looking menacingly at his dad on the TV screen, saying he hasn't had enough yet. We cut to the UA students all looking shocked and surprised that Deku has revealed to them about the truth about One For All Might and himself. They all have letters. He's left UA. My poor girl Ochako looks super sad about this. And it cuts to probably one of the most iconic shots from the manga of Deku with the yellow scarf looking down at the destruction of the city. And the episode just pretty much came out, and some people are already complaining about the blue sky, as it didn't look quite as gritty as the opening version. I noticed that as well, but I didn't have a problem with it. It is what it is, just gotta deal with it. But this was a pretty good episode. A bit too much exposition, but good exposition at the same time. Cannot wait for this new arc to begin. I'll give this episode a 7 out of 10 and a B+. What do you think? Tell me. Like for more anime reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more. Boy Do Reviews, signing out.